Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I am reacting to your bullet journaling opinions. I had to film this separately because like I said in the last video, I had to split it up into multiple videos because you guys gave me so many opinions. So here is part 2 of reacting to your unpopular bullet journaling opinions. And there is probably going to be a series of this because I don't even think I can get this in only 2 videos. So look out for the 3rd video coming soon. Some people are afraid of ruining their notebook. Just do it. No one will punish you if there's a mistake. I get the issue of the idea of ruining a notebook. I think it's daunting every single time I open up a new bullet journal because I try to raise my expectations on myself of how I'm going to use this notebook. And I think it's not necessarily afraid of ruining their notebook. It's an imposter syndrome type of thing, or comparing yourself to others type of thing. I don't think it's necessarily feeling like you're going to ruin your notebook. I think it's people comparing themselves to others. And it took a really long time for me to not do that. And in fact, I still struggle with that today, on and off, that I'll compare myself to others. And when I see the gorgeous spreads of other people, I just don't feel like I measure up. But I don't necessarily think it's ruining so much that people have a problem with. It's setting too high of expectations. Okay, so the next one is, some people say they are addicted to buying stuff. That's a real mental health problem, not a joke. I'll agree with that. I think, and I've talked about being OCD versus perfectionism and my unpopular bullet journaling opinions. I think that it's really hard in this day and age because everything is taken extremely seriously. And for some people that know the effects of what the joke is about, it doesn't feel like a joke. But at the same time, it feels like, I don't know, this is a much bigger society problem because a lot of people don't understand why people are joking about certain things. My husband, for example, makes a lot of jokes that are dark and twisty about medicine, but it's a coping mechanism. So I think that you can't really police people on how they joke about being an addict or a stationary addict, for example, an addict to buying stuff, because you don't know their story. So I think the thing we can do is just educate people on things without policing them. You know what I mean? I don't think that policing someone in how they joke about something when you don't know them, and it makes it much more difficult on social media because you don't know a lot of people that you're interacting with on social media. So I guess that's my thoughts there, is that addictions are really, it is a mental health problem. It should not be joked about. But you don't know what people are going through. So I don't think I think you put educational pieces out there. That's what I did when I was talking about being OCD, is I don't want to police people. I just want people to know that when they're talking about their planner pages, they're OCD about their planner pages, that's not the same thing as being OCD. That's a level of perfectionism. So I think that it's just educating people about things without policing them. I think that's kind of the way to go. The next one is, you don't need to number your pages. I 100% agree. I can't tell you. I have a lot of bullet journals. If you've watched my organizing my bullet journal video this past time, then you kind of know that I have a lot of bullet journals. And I can't tell you one time I've looked at the index of any of those first notebooks. Usually I'll flip through the pages again or something like that. And if I see a spread that I want to remember, that's totally fine. But index pages have never worked for me. Numbering my pages have never worked for me. I don't really find it necessary for it. I guess some people like the organization of it, but numbering your pages, I agree. I don't personally find it necessary. Next one is a B5. I have not worked in a B5 before. I know people have very big opinions on A5s versus B5s. What I will say is if you're in a B5, you tend to be able to use your bullet journal longer because there is more space in a B5. So I don't know. I'm interested in trying it out for myself. So that may be something happening soonish, is trying out a B5. But I don't find it to be unpopular. I think that it's, or I don't know. I guess, are they saying that a B5 is overrated? I assume that's kind of what they're saying. But again, it's what works for certain people. If you get more longevity in your notebook because you're using a B5, maybe it works for some people, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they work from home and they don't need it to be more compact and more travel size. So I don't know, depends on what you need it for. I don't see the point in using an index. Tried it my first year and didn't use it. I think I just touched on that. Indexes and numbering your pages, which is why you would need an index. Again, I don't like it either. I can say with 100% certainty, I have never gone to my previous indices, whatever, and looked something up. I flipped through pages because I, generally speaking, know when I would have done said thing. I have never looked at my index before. The next one, do what works for you, pretty or not, popular or not. Also, mistakes are okay. Absolutely, 100%. Put that on a sticky note. Put it on your bullet journal. Remember, mistakes are okay. Do what works for you. Bullet journaling is for yourself. Your bullet journal is for you. You have to find a way to use your bullet journal the way you need to. If it's more for self-care, if it's more for doodling for your art, and then you have to-do lists alongside it. If you need it to maximize your productivity, your bullet journal is your own, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I don't like A&O mainly due to lack of page numbers. Obviously, I'm an affiliate of Archer and Olive, so I love their notebooks. So I have to respectfully disagree with that. I think I get 6 months in their standard A5 bullet journal. So that's fine by me. There are bullet journals that I've used in the past. I've used Scribbles That Matter, which has more pages, and I also got 6 months in that. I like the time frame of January to the end of June and then July to the end of December. That works for me personally, and in their number of pages in their A5, I reach those so that I'm always on the same timetable. If I were to switch to a B5, then maybe I would get an entire year out of it. So maybe if you don't like the lack of page numbers, try a bigger notebook, or see if are all of the pages useful to you. That's something that I've found a lot during this pandemic, is that I would be putting in a whole bunch more pages for my business, for example. I completely took that out of my notebook because it wasn't productive for me in the notebook that I was using. And basically I would have two notebooks that were one traveler's notebook for my business that runs the entire length of the year, and then having two bullet journals. So then I was doing 3 bullet journals a year. So that ended up working for me. Obviously, I am gifted notebooks because I am an affiliate and I get notebooks for their launches and things like that. I give away most of those notebooks, but I can understand that if people need all of those pages and they're using 3 or 4 notebooks a year, that might be difficult. But they have thicker pages, so they're just to reach the standard size, they're going to have less pages. The last one is the LT 1917 kind of sucks. And I've talked about this in my own popular bullet journal opinions too. I don't get personally, I don't get the love and affection around the Leuchtturm like a lot of other people do. I know that especially in Europe, it's more readily available versus having to purchase online and wait and all that kind of stuff. I think that's why Moleskine also is still as popular as it is, even though I don't find their pages desirable at all. Although I do understand that fountain pen users probably like a Leuchtturm better just because of the coating on the paper. So, but I'll agree. I don't get it. I personally don't get it. So that is all of your unpopular bullet journal opinions. I hope you like this video. Please let me know any more unpopular bullet journal opinions you have in the comments down below. And I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.